It's time for the cuppa, but it's also time for the review. Okay, so with the lathe you get your live centre. Oh sorry, your dead centre. It's not a live centre, silly boy, you know. So that comes with it free. You get your 5 Allen keys. You get your 3 outer jaw chuck. Yeah. Then you get your 13mm and a 10mm spanner, and a 16 and an 8. So you get. Then you get your chuck key with a spring on it, so you can't leave it in the chuck. Basically, that is, it's a little safety thing, little daft but good. Then you get your 9 gearings, and they're all made of the same stuff, like a nylon. They seem quite good, and that's what you get with it. Oh, and a sweet little oil box, oil jar that hooks on the back of the lathe. So let's hook this up first. Anywhere on there, it just hooks on the back. Great little thing. If you don't want it there, you can have it on the back of it there, it's even better. Right, so what's my honest review of it so far? Well, I've got a couple of problems what I don't like about it, but I will try and sort out in my future videos. What do I like about it? Well, it's a nice size. It was come the right price. I do like this part here, where it's got like this off-centre gripping, which I think is great. It's nice and easy to use. It does nudge on the back of the splash pan, but that's not a biggie. Don't worry about that. That's nothing to worry about. What I don't like about this is, how can I explain this? Right, I'll just show you. That's the easiest way. So I'll take my camera off the stand and I'll have to show you it manually. The bad part about this part, love that part. It bangs against there, but that's no big. Everybody makes a big out of them, but I think they're great. It's better with the old one where we're trying to get the spanner into the nut all the time, like on the Clarksy lathe. And you got to figgle about and then put it to place and then do that. This one, you just fast release, slide it, drop it back in, done. If you can't get over that bit of a shell being there, well, it's tough shit. But hey, right. So what I don't like about this is this. It's wrong, completely wrong. Is this part here? If you've got a drill chuck in there and you're boring, and you're using this part here to go into boring into your work, as you can see, it's got a keyway just there. But if you keep watching, the keyway that there is just turning, because there's nothing inside there. There's a keyway, but there's nothing in there whatsoever to use the keyway. So this is always going to rotate unless you've got it locked off. But then when you got it locked off, you can't bore with it. So future video, I'll be taking it out, boring a hole through here, tapping it, and then putting one of these type of little bolts into there, so it runs along with this part here. That's the bad part. I don't like that. I don't know how the hell they forgot to put that part in, but that's just a sad part, isn't it? That's what you get for buying cheap stuff. So yeah, there's a couple of things you got to remember about this lathe when you buy it, if you buy one. I'd rather have spent the money on this one and had some money back in my pocket than having to buy the Clarkson one what I had, which was, it was alright, but you could just, this one, I'm afraid I can get the parts easier and better. So, there you go. Next part about I don't like is the tall post. The tall post don't line up. When it locks in, you can hear it. It's not dead centre. It's like it's at an angle when it locks in. As you can see, it's off centre every time. I don't mind that because that's coming off anyway, and I'm getting and I'm changing it for my quick tall post. But I'm just saying, for anybody that buys this lathe, you've got to remember that you'd have to line it up yourself and then lock it off, because where it's supposed to be a quick change, it's off centre every time. No matter where you put it, it's off centre. Okay, next. When you buy one of these lathes for the prices what they go for, you've got to remember you might have to do some things. And I think I've got to loosen this engine off and realign it or do something, because this head is really stiff. And I don't know whether it's the belt's tight or whatever, or what I've got to do to combat this, but it is really, really stiff. You can't move it where you can, but I struggle to push it with my one finger. As you can see, I'm actually moving the lathe to actually turn that. As you can see, with just my finger. That's how tight that is. So there's something seriously not right there, which obviously I've got to sort out. Or even you would have to sort out if you bought one, maybe. What I do like about it is the Clarkson lathe I had. It had a small little glass guard, where this one's got a big glass guard. But as you can see, it don't line up there perfect when you put it on there. So it wants some spaces on that there to push it over just that little bit, so it drops down there. And I will be doing that on my videos soon. Right, what else I don't like about it is this, your speed controller. I'll just turn and... Right, the speed controller, if you turn it like that, great, goes over slightly, yeah. I don't mind that, but what it is if you turn it a bit more, it gets a bit stiffer, but you can turn that and turn that and turn that, and you're actually turning the switch underneath as far as I can work out. So the switch is twisting inside, so they didn't even tighten it up really well inside. So that even may be an issue if you like if you keep doing that and keep twisting the wires. Obviously, something's going to go pop or bang or whatever. So yeah, that one's sorted. I think this is a lovely little lathe. Don't get me wrong, for the price, it's a bargain. But I don't like that the stickers are all messed up and that. I'll be getting my air dryer or a heat gun and I'll be redoing all these, because I do like the stickers. I do like to see the screw cutting indicators and everything else, but they are a bit tatty. What I don't like is the motor. He's got a big hole down there and it's exposed, so when this swerve or whatever comes down, it's going to drop down there sooner or later and get into that motor. So I'll be trying to sort that problem out. The next thing I don't like is when you get it, the first people that get these lathes, these modelers lathes, well, they might jam the head or something else, something simple, and they'll blow this little fuse there. Now this little fuse is a little glass fuse, and you would expect you would get one at least spare, future reference and all that. So if you buy one of these lathes, one of the first things I recommend you do is take the little glass fuse out, find out what it is, and buy some. Just for buying's sake. Just buy them, they're only cheap. And then you've always got a fuse just in case something goes wrong. You jam the work or whatever. You'd be too aggressive with it, and you jam the work and it pops the fuse, and then you've got a fuse to fall back on. But listen to me now. If you ever get desperate for a fuse, do not put silver paper in there. Don't put nothing stupid in there just to try to make a contact. Buy the correct fuse, please. You don't want to burn you do not want to burn the control board out by doing silly things. I will say the chuck is a bit grotty. It's a bit, I suppose it'll wear in, but as you're doing it, every now and again, as you can see there, it sort of like gets a bit, it's got really stuck. It gets stuck. So I suppose that'll wear in, I don't know. But as you can see there, it keeps jamming up now and again. But it's stuck again there now. So that's a bad part about it. Now one thing I will say about it is I had the UK Clark's lathe, and when I wanted to put my 20mm brass into the chuck and through into the back here, which you're supposed to be able to do, the chuck, what was on there, wouldn't allow it. You would get into there, but you couldn't pass it through into the back like that. You couldn't put the work into the back of the chuck. That's one thing I do not like about the Clark's lathe. Well, the Clark's lathe. Machine Mart Clark's lathe. One thing I will say about these lathes, you can buy the parts. Hooray! The Clark's lathe, I'm not being cheeky with Clark's, but you couldn't buy the gears, you couldn't buy this, you couldn't get this. And when I phoned Clark's up, they says, oh, we'll have to order them you from China, the parts. Even though they're a UK based company and it's supposed to be a UK lathe. Basically, this is a Clark's lathe. To be honest, it is. It basically is. It just wants a bit of love and attention when you first get it, just to set it up correctly. Otherwise, great, it's brilliant. I love it. The right price, and now I've got myself a bicycle lathe. It's got a 21 bore down the back end. As you can see, my work can go all the way through there and into, well, through here. So I can have as much work sticking out the back there as I want, really. So I can have a bar of brass all the way through and be working quite merry and happy with it. So yeah, am I happy with it? Yes, I am. I'm very happy with it. It just, you have to do away with some parts, obviously. Like it ain't as smooth. It's rough, basically. It's a bit rough, but it's good at the same time. It's time for the cuppa.